Netball Centre, Mainland Football, Megan McClay and Julian Bowden. Thank you for coming, welcome.
Thank you. Good morning. Thank you for providing netball and futsal the opportunity to speak to this submission. And we would like to acknowledge that the landscape regarding indoor facilities in Christchurch has changed since this submission was lodged. Christchurch Netball, via an anonymous benefactor, has been afforded the opportunity to develop a community multi-use sports stadium with up to 10 indoor court spaces used by netball, futsal and other sports. The benefactor has indicated a willingness to make an investment of up to $15 million to the project, which is a significant investment and a fantastic opportunity. This facility would complement the Metro Sports facility. Through all the consultation around Metro, one point that was constantly made is that even with Metro, there is a significant shortage of multi-court facilities in Christchurch, and that there will remain a significant shortage of quality indoor venues for all sports if further facilities are not provided. This facility would allow sports to provide more opportunities for Christchurch residents to be involved in active participation. It supports the council mandate of more people, more active, more often. Both organisations have worked collaboratively over a significant period in an effort to obtain a fit-for-purpose shared facility for community club local use, and now request support and assistance from the council to enable this opportunity to come to fruition within the next 12 to 18 months. Netball is the number one choice of team sport for females and the highest registered participation sport for females in New Zealand, and Christchurch is the 6th largest centre in New Zealand. The presence of netball in nearly every school in New Zealand with high participation rates for Māori and Pacific Islanders makes the sport a significant contributor to the well-being, physical and mental health of our young people and their families. Players at all levels need to be able to experience playing conditions that are now regularly available in other cities and centres. Christchurch netball player numbers are considerably higher than those in Dunedin. However, Dunedin Netball Centre is able to offer a wider variety of options to play, including modified versions of the game, which is reflected in most centres in New Zealand. This includes programs such as centre coaching, development and training opportunities, all formats of the game able to be provided 24/7 regardless of weather conditions, club team trainings, practice games and other associated netball programs and activities at club level, walking netball, a newly introduced initiative, Fast 5 netball competitions, future ferns programs, after school netball activities and programs, umpire trainings and professional development opportunities. Currently, Christchurch does not have a facility that meet the requirements to hold tournaments, which would in all likelihood be held at the Metro Sports facility, while leaving a community-based facility available for uninterrupted community use. The consequences for netball not having a community-based sports court facility are that progress of netball in the city will continue to be hindered if we are unable to provide netball in various forms of the game at various times of the day, on various days of the week and indoors. Continual game cancellations compromise the experience and enjoyment, especially for our young players. Health and safety issues with some rapidly deteriorating asphalt courts at Hagley Park as a result of earthquakes will require a considerable financial investment to maintain safe playing standards. Games can only be offered on Saturdays, and with 24/7 work patterns, this offering does not suit a large majority of our players, coaches and umpires. Players will not maintain an ongoing connection with netball due to a lack of indoor facilities available to give them flexibility around playing times.
Thanks, Megan. I'm Julian Bowden, Chief Executive at Mainland Football, so once again thank you for giving us some time to speak. Mainland Football is one of 7 federations across the country, and we look after football and futsal from Ashburton through to Nelson. We have 15,000 members playing football and over 5,000 futsal players. Futsal is a product that's been developed through FIFA. It's an internationally recognised game. World Cup come and go every 4 years in futsal as they do in football. And New Zealand is currently sitting in a bidding process for the 2020 Futsal World Cup, which Christchurch is one of the host cities that's been tagged. The interesting thing about futsal right now, it's one of the fastest growing indoor sports in the country, extremely popular in the youth segment, which is key, keeping our youth engaged, keeping them fit and healthy. The interesting thing with futsal, it actually has a 65% male, 35% female split, so it's a sport that is attracting young females into the game, where in football we're at sort of an 80-20 split, so it's cutting through some of those demographics. The schools are a significant part of this. The ability for us to collaborate with schools and run competitions is key to its success. In Christchurch, as I said, we have over 5,000 players, an increase of over 70% in the last 2 years. From these numbers, we certainly believe there's scope for growth, and what we need are the facilities to allow that to happen. Some examples I can give is in Dunedin, the Edgar Centre with 24 courts, where futsal has grown to over 1,000 teams and 9,500 players on a population base of only 128,000 people. The 24 court venue in Dunedin actually meets all of their requirements. Wellington's another market that's very similar to us in terms of size, and it's supported by a 12 court facility at the ASB Centre, and then some regional facilities with 4 to 6 courts that allow competition to be played all around Wellington. They've also managed to get to 7,500 players over the last 2 years as well. So I think what I'm trying to say is there's opportunities for growth, not just in our sport, but in a number of indoor sports with the right number of, or access to the right number of venues around the city. The biggest issue we do face with futsal and its continued growth is the ability to provide environments. What we're seeing this facility doing is actually adding further opportunities for us to run community festivals, to run holiday programs, and do that in collaboration with a number of other sports in the city that are looking for indoor space. And I back up what Megan said, we certainly see this as complementing the Metro facility. So I guess in terms of what we're looking for, as Megan's outlined, our ability to bring somebody to the table that has a significant amount of money to invest, we're looking for support through council to support us in our efforts as individual sports, but looking for assistance that would allow us to navigate our way through the legal requirements of getting a facility built, and also looking for financial assistance in helping with the outfit of the new indoor stadium. And that would be to the tune of around $1.5 to $2 million. So with the 15 million coming from the benefactor, some support from council, and the two codes also investing through various funding mechanisms, we believe this could be a very good outcome and positive outcome in a relatively short amount of time for the city. Be happy to take any questions.
Thank you. Anne?
That's really fantastic news, exciting. And so are you sort of asking for a navigator from council to help you through this process of establishing this facility, someone that can kind of guide you through all the consenting and all that sort of stuff?
Yes, yeah. I think we've met obviously people from council, and they're keen to help us through this process. There has been some, I guess there's been some locations that we've seen that could work, but we need to work through the paperwork in the background, as you say, around consenting and those types of things.
Okay.
So that would be key.
Yeah, so at the moment you don't feel as if you've got enough support, you'd like more?
I think this council staff we've spoken to have been really quite supportive. But once we do, if we can get this off the ground, we certainly would be looking for support around navigating the legal requirements. Okay. Which is an area of our expertise.
Yeah. We've got excellent people here that I'm sure will help.
I'm sure.
Sarah, Mike?
So you mentioned that the market had changed, the needs and things since you put in the submission. Could you expand more on that?
Oh, it was really just acknowledging that the Metro Sports announcement had been made, and when we put the submission in, that had not been made. So it was just acknowledging that that had changed.
Okay.
Mike?
Thank you. Have you had conversations with the people looking to develop the Northcote Sports Hub?
Yes.
So is there potential there?
It's my understanding they are looking for council to take a $1.5 million lease per year, in a facility that would require, there are concrete poles and they would require padding. It's not high enough in some areas. So it would require to develop. It also has a tenant that has a 2-year lease to run, as far as I'm aware.
We visited that site 2 or 3 years ago when the option first came to us, and there would have been significant changes to that facility to make it work. And commercially it's a huge venue. We couldn't take the whole amount. So that was, I guess, was put to the side at that time.
All right, well look, thank you very much for your submission. It's much appreciated. Thank you.